And here's Rory, our childhood friend and goofball. Here's our mother. And this is where they meet. Then we do this and blah 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 blah. Okay, this is where she hurts herself. We have our argument. Awake with a start. Strangely, I'm sitting on the couch with a blanket over me instead of lying in bed. As I pull blankets off myself, fragments of memories suddenly flash through my mind. White day, cooking, yelling, blood, Yuri. Oh, Yuri. Adrenaline starts pumping through me again as I weigh over my choices. What could I have done differently? How did this all happen? Springing up from the couch, I rubbed my hand over my face and stumbled into the kitchen. I hadn't even cleaned up our dinner yesterday. It's crazy how such a mundane chore can seem urgent in the wake of what happened. To my surprise, the dining table was cleared. Dishes all stacked neatly in a drying rack. And the blanket, Mum must have helped out. Mum? I feel like a child again as I walk through the house looking for my mum. At this point, I feel like Mum's the only one who can be able to comfort me. Geez, I must really be a mama's boy. My bedroom. It's in my bedroom that I happen to find her. Mum's sitting at my desk flipping through an old photo album. Echo, you up? Yeah, I guess I am. Sitting on my bed next to her. For a few moments, there's only the sound of the album pages crickling as they turn. Finally, Mum breaks the silence. Remember when we went to that beach that time? He points a photo of a small chubby child digging in a hole in wet sand at the beach. That must have been taken when I was 5? Maybe. You'll have to be more specific though. Come on, last time that... Is that time you peed yourself because you were too busy playing to go to the bathroom? Ironic, because you could have also peed in the ocean next to you, but you said your pants in front of anyone. Hey, what's the point in bringing that up now? I can feel the heat rising in my face. Haha, just reminiscing. There's another flip of a page followed by a sigh. You were so cute as a kid. So not much of a looker now then. Oh, now you're putting words in my mouth. And gazed fondly down at another photo. It's one of her and Dad sitting proudly in front of our house, my 7-year-old self striking a sleep pose in between them. Sometimes I wonder, would it have been better if I insisted on leaving your father? If I hadn't insisted on leaving your father? Should I have just put up with it for your sake? I'm sad by the change this topic. Mum never really talks about her feelings, much less the divorce. I mean, aren't you happier now? There's no denying that. But still, there are plenty of people who stick it out for their kids' sake. I just couldn't do that though. Sorry, your mum's selfish. There wouldn't have been any use in staying together if all you would have done was argue. I could tell you were both unhappy, you know. But everything turned out alright in the end anyway. Better to be single than in a toxic relationship. Toxic relationship, huh? Weren't you super stressed out all the time? I remember a lot of the arguments were about how much work you each did, and Dad would insist that you had it easier than him. Yeah, that man. Still, you know that I was the one who insisted on the divorce, right? I couldn't forgive him. I think after I showed him the papers, he was actually shocked into realizing how serious I was. He'd apologized to me and told me that he's willing to change. I know that. But my pride stood in the way. I didn't want to back down and look weak. I didn't want to have long conversations about it with him after already explaining myself so many times in our argument. And I couldn't bear going through all this over again if it turned out that he didn't change. Knowing Dad, I think he would have gone back to his old ways after a while. Anyway, at least I'm happy and I got to focus on my career, so much more after we separated. But that still came at the cost of not being able to watch over you as much as I'd like to. Seriously, it's okay, you gotta do what you gotta do, right? All things considered, I'm happy with the way things turned out. Yeah, thanks, Echo. You know how my temper can get when I'm particularly irritated or tired, though. Can't imagine that would have been much fun to argue with. Who knows? I were more patient or communicative, things might turn out differently. And okay, this is where it's great. And speaking of arguments, you had one of Yuri yesterday, didn't you? Yeah. She's on earth-shattering argument on White's Day. Hey, that's an exaggeration. And how did you know we have an argument? Mum was surprised. Dinner was still on the table, barely eaten, and you were dozing off on the couch with TV turned to an infomercial channel. Oh, that was bad English. Yes, that makes sense. Well, I did want to ask you for advice on it, though. What happened? Running my hands from my head, I tried to recall everything that happened last night. Well, we started talking about sorority while we were eating. Like, she asked me what we did together this other day, and I started talking about how good of a friend Sorry is. Well, you talked to Yuri about another girl on White Day. That's a point that Yuri brought up too. Is there some kind of dating code that I'm missing? Apparently, Echo, what gave you the bright idea to talk up another girl so much in front of your girlfriend? Hey, she's the one who brought Soy up in the first place, you know. Anyway, then Yuri started hinting at how I should be talking about that, and I kind of got mad and told her she should focus on communicating more clearly. And she started talking about how she has trouble communicating and has to deal with a lot of problems. And I told her I have my own problems to deal with too. Mum winces at that. I know I said some wrong things during our argument. Anyway, Yuri started being very self-deprecating, and then she left to... then a bunch of stuff happened where Yuri kept calling herself a freak. Oh, and I told her that she should consider therapy, but she was really unreceptive to it. Mum's quiet for a moment. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. Sorry, some of my summary was vague, but I don't really want to reveal any secrets without Yuri's permission, you know? It's quite alright, I get it. Thanks, but honestly speaking, I think a good portion of my points were valid. I wouldn't say I was in the right of our argument, but... You know, someone once said that everything before the word but is BS. Like, you shouldn't be looking at it in that way in the first place. Both of you should be working to solve your problems together, not pitting yourselves against each other and trying to see who's right and wrong. That's true. I still can't believe that even happened. My brain keeps going over different things I said, different things I could have done. Everything that happened last night is just playing on repeat in my head. Now you know how it feels, eh? And maybe Mum actually opened up the door for a reason. Here's your chance to not turn into another version of me and your father, though. It's probably true that you have a point, and Yuri should probably learn to communicate her problems more effectively. But it also sounds like she may have some deep-rooted problems that she wouldn't be able to get over as easy as you'd like. Thing is, it seems like she had been getting better, almost like she was cured or something. Shakes her head. These problems are anything similar to what I'm thinking now. It'll take a lot more than work to cure them. And even though I'm using the word cure, it may just be the problems go more into remission than anything. Or they might never fully go away at all. And I hope you didn't use that exact phrasing with her. No, I didn't. Good, I'm guessing you haven't talked to her today yet. I haven't even brushed my teeth yet. Were you planning on talking to her then? Well, I don't know. Wouldn't she want her space? Good communication is key. Look, I know it's going to be awkward and weird after everything that was said and done yesterday. But it's better to clear things up sooner rather than later before misunderstandings crop up or negative thoughts become conflicted with reality. If you don't talk, how are you going to be able to apologize and solve the issues together? I'm not saying that you should totally hound on the topic, because she may very well want some time to think but things through. But you still need to open up a dialogue about these things so that you can both know where you stand. That makes sense. I'm really dreading talking to her though. There were some harsh words thrown around last night. I don't really know how I'm going to face her. You won't know until you try, right? I mean, I know it's going to be awkward. Just talk to her. In fact, why didn't you call her right now? Can I eat breakfast first? First of all, it's nearly noon. And secondly, no. But I didn't even know if she's going to pick up. You don't think I called her last night after she stormed off? Tensions were high at the moment. I could, if she doesn't pick up now, at least send a text. Reluctantly, I pull up my phone. What a surprise, no calls or messages back. Come on, Echo, I believe in you. Okay, I get it. As I slowly look for Yuri's name in my contact list, Mum stands up, snapping the photo album shut. Monica, Mum, Natsuki, Sorry, Shiron, and Yuri. Don't worry, I'm going to give you your privacy while you call. Let me know how it goes. Ah, thanks. Of course. Before she steps through the door, I stop her one last time. Oh, and Mum? Thanks to everything. I mean, talking to me and helping me clean up and stuff yesterday. And for being a good mum. And that was too cheesy even for me. However, she has a bright smile that alleviates some of my embarrassment. It's all part of the job. With that, she shuts the door with a soft click. It's just me and my thoughts now, plus my phone. Gathering up what little courage I have remaining, I force myself to dial Yuri's number. Dial tone rings on faintly, seems same as ever, indifferent to the tumultuous feelings within me. I'm almost hoping she doesn't pick up. Yuri? Huh? Did she actually pick up? Hello. Now that she's actually on the line, I suddenly forgotten everything I wanted to say. Hi. Come on, you called for a reason. I'm glad you picked up. To be honest, I was tempted to ignore your call again. Oh. At least you picked up? Then why did you pick up? I don't know. Actually, I suppose one reason was because I knew what you'd be thinking. You were worried that you were worrying I'd have ended myself, weren't you? It's alright. That's only to be expected. Man, she got me. It's not the only reason I called, but it's a huge looming fear that's been in the back of my mind this whole time. I didn't want to admit it to myself, but it's true. I was worried that Yuri would have committed Goku. Mentally braced myself. Come on, Yuri's not so fragile that she'd off herself over one argument, right? Stop thinking about that she's made out of glass. Although she might have committed, but would it be so fast-fetched that she could accidentally cut too deep? An image of a desperate scratching flashes from my mind. Yuri, I'm sorry. Sorry for everything that happened last night. There was a lot of things I shouldn't have said. As you can see, I'm not the most sensitive or tactful person sometimes. I'm sorry too for allowing myself to show you that part of me. Yeah, I can't believe I actually scratched myself in front of you. It was just such an overwhelming impulse. Obviously. It's okay, I was about to say I get it, but do I really? All these issues, they're really difficult for you to deal with, aren't they? We both acted on impulse yesterday. I suppose so. You know, you were right. Can't imagine how it must feel to be you and have to deal with, you know. The sight from the other end is so quiet I can hardly make it out. Thank you for acknowledging that. It's just so tiring not having anyone be able to understand that side of me. Of course, I'm not blaming you for not being able to understand. It's simple that all these feelings are extremely isolating. Well, I know that I must sound like a broken record at this point, but I'll always be here for you. I might not totally get what you tell me, but I'll try my best, the best I can. That includes helping you feel less isolated. Last night I was really mad at the problems, not you. I just didn't know how to voice my frustration clearly enough. I wasn't self-aware enough to really pinpoint the source of my emotions until now. We're both in this together. Let's fight these problems alongside one each other. Thank you, Echo. Sorry for not being able to speak so openly about everything. It's alright, it's a work in progress. Yes, it is. Actually, can I come over to your place right now? So we can talk about these things face to face? But I know you have phone anxiety, so... Or we can talk somewhere else if you're more comfortable with that. Sorry, but I'd rather not. Oh, okay. It's not your fault, it's just I believe I need some time to think about things. I mean, you need some space for now, right? But I agree with you in terms of working together to resolve the issues. I only need to put my thoughts in order first before I can try explaining things to anyone. Sorry, I'm not good at talking about these things unless I've properly thought through my words. No, that's perfectly understandable. It's just too much to hope that everything can be fixed in a single phone call. There's a lot to mull over. Yep, there definitely is. Thank you for taking the effort to call and make things right, Echo. I don't know if I would have had the strength to do the same. Of course I care about you, don't forget that. I wouldn't. Thank you for everything though, really. I'll see you at school on Monday then. I mentally sigh in relief. It's not like Yuri can't bear to see my face then. Sounds like a plan. If you'd like, we could continue this conversation during lunch. I believe I'll be ready to talk by then. Are you sure? You don't have to force yourself. Yes, if I don't do it then, I'll never be able to do it. Okay, I just wouldn't want you to be uncomfortable talking about everything. Mine flashes back to Yuri talking about the perfect girlfriend. Please trust me when I say I'd rather wait for you until you're good than force yourself to do so. You can't rush progress when it comes to these things, right? Yes, you definitely can't rush it, but I think I'll be able to talk about it. But in that case, I do start to have some trouble speaking, so I'll tell you. That's all I want to hear. Would you like to meet me on the roof during lunch then? I'll do just fine. Plus, wouldn't have to worry about the others eavesdropping on our conversation. So, yes, that's it for now. I'm always bad at ending conversations on the phone. I suppose so. Again, thank you for calling. Yep. Well, thank you for being receptive to me even after our argument. It's only fair after all, I stroked the flames just as much as you did. Either way. You doing anything right now? I'd been cooking lunch when you called. Alright, it's about noon right now. I'll let you get back to it then. Oh, okay then. Thank you. I'll see you Monday. Goodbye. The priest pause, a small click sounds and the line goes dead. Breathe a sigh of relief. That's over and done with. It actually went pretty well. Lunch on Monday, huh? I better prepare myself for the emotional exhaustion I'll inevitably feel that day. But for now, lunch sounds really good. Okay, that's a lot better than it went last time. Last time it did not go half as well as that. Because this is when she's not speaking to us. Oh, it's finally lunchtime. Time to meet up with Yuri. It's strange seeing all the students mill around me without a care in the world. We're far removed from all the drama that Yuri and I had dealt with these past few days. I wonder if this situation would have played out differently. Players. Would have turned out better, worse? No, I doubt anyone around me right now has to deal with anything like what Yuri and I have gone through. Wait, scratch that. Hasn't hanging out with Yuri taught me anything about judging books by their cover? I mentally shake my head. Come on, you have no idea what anybody else is going through. Judging others, Yuri's spoken a lot about that topic before. Yuri, am I even prepared for this conversation? As I make my way to the roof, each step seems heavier and heavier. My uniform seems uncomfortably warm, while my palms have suddenly collected a layer of sweat. Before I know it, I'm in front of the rooftop entrance. Man, here goes nothing. As always, it takes my eye a little time to adjust to the brilliant sunlight outside. Soon enough, I'm able to make out a tall, long-haired girl standing by the edge of the roof. The contrast between her dark violet hair and pale blue sky makes her hair look all more dark. Yuri. I'm close to her, prompting a slight peek from over her. She doesn't move though, so I elect to stand beside her and look down at the school grounds. Hello, Echo. Hey, Yuri. Normal enough of a start to a conversation. Runs her fingers along the chain link fence before blocking off the edge of the roof. It's a nice day out, isn't it? I guess so. You haven't had lunch yet, right? Well, lunch just started, so... Alright. His face turns slightly red when she quickly turns to rummage through her bag. Can't tell if it's to hide her face or not. However, she eventually pulls out a package tied together with a large handkerchief. A bento? Made you a bento. We never bring very nutritious lunches, and since we planned on eating together... Whoa, are you sure? I did bring some bread, so... I made my own bento too, so if you don't eat it, it's just gonna go to waste. Plus, it is made specifically for you, so... If this is a peace offering, it's the best peace offering I've ever received. Wow, thanks, your cooking is really delicious. I feel bad that I don't have anything for you now. It's fine. I made it because I wanted to, not because I expected anything in return. Yuri, take the box from her and peek inside. Rice, grilled beef, some kind of salad, and dumplings. You even made my favorite dumplings for it. Yes, I had bought them before, so... You don't know how much I appreciate you. And I believe I have a good enough idea of that. We took it lightly for a bit, but then Yuri's face suddenly falls. Go. I'm sorry for everything that happened on White's Day. But now I think over what I did and said that day, I feel ashamed. But it's a lip hard. I can hardly believe that it actually happened. I'm sorry too, I shouldn't have pressed you so hard on things you obviously can't change on a whim. Thank you, but I know that I was just really an instigator. But if I hadn't cluelessly gone on about story... But I also could have outright told you that's why that was bothering me. Instead, I told you to internalize all my negative thoughts, and it manifested in, well, blatant self-hatred. I mean, it's not like you exactly chose to internalize it all, right? These deep-seated problems you have, I get that sometimes you can't help but second guess yourself or think in a certain way. In order to improve my mental health, don't I have to change these thought processes? Well, yeah, but doesn't it still take a huge amount of time and effort before you're able to fully change it? It's slow going in the beginning, right? And on that day, tensions had been running high anyway, so it would have been harder to stay self-aware about it. Plus, I'm pretty sure some of my comments didn't help the matter either. That's true, but either way. Deep breath. You're right, the biggest problem in our relationship right now is most likely communication. And that's really on me. Yuri, it's fine, don't have to try to make me feel better. Oh, that's... Whoops, wrong button. I'll accept that it's a general fault on my part, but I'm too emotionally suppressive. For all these years, I've gotten in the habit of hiding my thoughts and feelings from everyone. It's actually a bit selfish of me. I didn't tell anyone anything so I can avoid being judged. That's a perfectly valid reason to not talk about things, right? Maybe, but I doubt that it's a completely healthy mindset. It stops me from communicating effectively with others too. I'm glad I'm going to try to explain everything all to you. Only reasons behind my thoughts, how I generally feel about certain things. I truly did some introspection over the weekend to figure things out. Well, if you're up for it, I'm all yours. This is time for a sip of tea. I don't know if I'll be able to understand everything, and I probably won't be able to relate to a lot of what you feel. But I'll try my best to be empathetic as possible. That's all I'd ask of you. Once again, Yuri, take a breath to steady yourself. Where should we start? We could start the argument. That's a good place as any. The strange, wary smile on her face. Now I think about it, I was probably overreacting to her argument, wasn't I? It's okay if you get angry from time to time. Definitely said some things that were out of line. But how would you have known what to say? You're not a licensed psychologist. And you don't self-harm, so it's not as though you'd know exact thing to say. I mean, I could have not said some things though, too. If I had given it some thought before speaking, I could have realised that some of the words were hurtful to anyone, not just self-harmer. For instance, I should have said that other people have problems too. That's true. When you said that, it seemed to invalidate my own issues. It minimized my suffering. The other people have problems too, so shouldn't you just suck up and deal with it? Yeah, I definitely did not mean to invalidate you. Was there something else I said? How would you feel if I did this? Oh yeah. I think I actually said a couple of times. Oh, sorry. Oh yeah, I actually said a couple of times. Actually, could you explain why it's so bad to say that? Right, it's not likely very obvious to someone who isn't too familiar with the thoughts of it. But I believe the best way to put it is saying that it guilt trips me. Because it makes me feel worse about myself, because it makes me that much more aware of how self-harm affects others around me. And it makes me feel like doing it even more. It's a bit of a cycle where that makes me terrible, which makes me do it, which makes me feel even worse. Leads to cutting, and etc, etc. So I'm sorry. I had no idea. Okay, now you know. Now you say it, it seems so obvious though. Hindsight's 20/20, I suppose. Yep, I guess so. Man, I wish I hadn't spoken out without thinking so much. Especially so for you, the ugly mess comment. You look down at the hands, they're covered by your sleeves right now, of course, but I can imagine the scarring underneath the cloth. Well, you're right. Huh? They are ugly. Well, to be honest, there was a time when I liked the way they looked. But that was a time when I was in an even worse state of mind, if you can believe it. I guess it might have been around the time of her parents' death. Quite simply, I'm disfiguring myself. And I feel like I deserve to be. It's like it allows me to externally show how I feel on the inside. I don't really know what to say to that. I feel I need to punish myself for making mistakes and things that feel like that. First time I did it, I was almost mesmerized by the blood flowing down the skin. It felt strange seeing my own arm like that. In a way, it felt right. Yuri. You don't have to say anything. I know you probably don't know what to say. But you got that right. Even so, I hope you know that when I said I was mad at the self-harming, not at you. I was mad at the self-harm itself, not at you, if that makes sense. I understand. I'm sorry if this is too soon, but I don't know if there's a good way to ask this. You didn't do anything too bad after our argument, did you? Sorry for asking so clumsily. I really don't know how I can reach the topic in a sensitive way. It's alright. The scratching helped take the edge off a lot, so I didn't do anything worse than what I normally do. I still can't believe that they're in front of you. All my thoughts and emotions suddenly overwhelmed me. It was almost as if a physical pressure was building up within me. I see. Man, I can't imagine. I'm glad you can't imagine it. No, you said about me not wanting to change myself? Sorry for that too. No, it's fine. To be honest, I don't think I've actually been trying all that much. Sometimes a wave of motivation comes over me that makes me want to change, but that doesn't happen too often. I'm scared of how it'll be if I don't do it to help me control. The physical pain is something that I can understand and manipulate, something that that has a definitive end. The way I've always coped is not often something that makes me feel like discarding that. You talked about this before. I think it was the first part when I came over to your house. I suppose I did. In the end, I suppose I don't want to change. You might say that, but you have changed already. Gives me a questioning look. You have become more confident in yourself when you speak to others, for one thing. Remember when you never even felt like saying hi to Suki before? And look at you now, you're opening up to me about this stuff. Sure, you may have your flaws, but that alone shows, despite what you tell yourself, you're willing to change. The change isn't all that bad, right? And I suppose you're right, as usual. You don't deserve all this. Just please trust me when I say that. I wouldn't lie to you about that either. Okay, thank you. Slowly stick my hand over to Yuri. Surprisingly, she actually grabs it in response. It feels freeing talking to you. Your video okay for me to burden you like this? Of course, what kind of person I'd be if I didn't support you? Thank you. Anyway, no one's perfect, both know that by now. If you're willing to forgive me, I definitely think you should be able to forgive yourself. That makes sense. You don't have to be perfect, because there's no such thing. Oh, I just remembered. You don't have to be the perfect girlfriend, because there's no such thing. Oh man, I just remembered. What did you remember? Which reminds me, please tell me whenever you're uncomfortable with anything, Yuri. Kind of an awkward subject to broach, but I got to address it. If you don't want to do something, like if you don't want to be intimate at the moment or anything, you can just say no. No one has the right to demand anything of you in that way. There's never been hard feelings towards it if you say no, you don't owe that to anyone or whatever. Sorry, I just didn't know what to do at the moment. There were so many expectations and worries clouding my mind that I just forced myself. But don't worry, I don't blame you or anything. You don't have to apologize. Again, I'll never get mad at you if you turn me down. In fact, isn't it better if we're both happy and willing? Yes, I know that, but that wasn't the case at the time. Either way, thank you for bringing this up. To be honest, it was weighing me down quite a bit, but I wasn't sure of how to bring it up without turning into an awkward mess. It's comforting to confirm that it's okay if I don't want to force myself. Yes, it's definitely a subject that had to be addressed. At any rate, whatever happens, I'll still try to support you as my girlfriend. That is what if you still want to call yourself that. Yes, I don't think I'm much inclined to breaking up with you. Especially not after you being so kind and understanding towards me. Well, I guess I was meant to ask if you needed to go on a break or not. Definitely get that you might want some space, so... Well, it is nice being able to speak on my own terms and knowing that I could take my time about things to think about myself. But I also know that I still love you. So it would be alright if we just took it slowly. Definitely, I wouldn't have expected anything to go back to normal after just one conversation anyway. Oops, sorry microphone. I wasn't even expecting her to want to stay. Bell suddenly rings, startling us out of our quiet discussion. Geez, we lost track of time, eh? We hardly even ate. We were so busy talking. Yeah, well, I'm definitely glad we had this conversation. I think it helped me understand you a lot more. I'm glad I was able to work on my communication. And we're getting better. We better get going to class now. I'll meet you at the usual place to walk to the club, okay? Okay, see you there. And once again, thank you. Back at you. The mood has suddenly lifted from how I felt these past few days. Ironic considering the dark subject of what we talked about. It seems nice knowing that someone I like trusts me enough to talk. It's definitely glad to be able to resolve a conflict peacefully and come out of it as a better person. Still worry about it, of course, but now I feel hopeful that our future together. Taking a glance at Yuri, who's sitting beside me, I catch her eye and offer a smile. Smiles back in return and turns her attention back to the book in front. I could definitely see her fighting through all the problems in her way, but for now we're back in companionable silence that so often settles between us. To me, it's an indication that things can get better. Okay, everyone. Mark announced again, startled me out of my reverence. You all know school's ending this week, right? Woohoo! Summer vacation. I can't wait to do nothing all day. Everyone can probably relate to that. Anyway, I was thinking, how about we meet up outside of school during the summer to hang out? That sounds like a great idea. Probably wanted to keep seeing you guys throughout the summer anyway. After all, we're not just club mates, we're all friends. Well, if you insist, I'd be open to hanging out. Geez, now, so you being coy about it. Hey, speak for yourself. In my case, I'd definitely be down for a little club trip. Me too. It seems it helps me keep out the house. And I'd want to keep talking to everyone. I decided let's meet up on Saturday after school officially ends. Is that alright with you all? We anonymously agree. Akasatsuki seeking a smile at Yuri, and Asuki only sticks her tongue out at me when I make eye contact. Looks like everything is as normal as I could get for now. Normalcy is underrated anyhow. Okay, so now this is diverted from our last time. So nice to not have to worry about the academics. Gives me all more time to worry about the relationship stuff instead. Speaking of that, I'm hanging out with Yuri today. But not just her, it's the day of the club trip. It's called a club trip, but I think we're just walking around town. Strange to think that we haven't really all gone somewhere together as a group before. But it's just been one or two people from the club, not everyone at once. Meeting up at a big intersection in a shopping district downtown, so I guess we'll get ready. I changed up my pajamas and muse over the relationship with Yuri. Definitely have more deep conversation about darker topics nowadays, but it's nice to be able to chat about those things. Our initial conversation that day, Yuri did seem to regress a bit in terms of her openness. She probably thoroughly rehearsed a lot of what she said that day. But it's not like zero progress was made. She actually did tell me things that bothered her more and more often. Well, that's usually really apologetic about it, but still, the fact that she tells me is good progress. Been a bit less than a week since our conversation though, there's likely hasn't been enough time for things to fully settle down. Anyway, it's not like she's going to be talking about this stuff much today, given we'll all be hanging out with the entire club. Be a nice change of pace, goofing off with everyone and laughing. Nice to say, I look forward to our meeting. Yep, I agree with you. You know that, Ping? It's way too hot today. Sun beats down mercilessly on me as I plod down the street. Sweating like crazy from just walking downtown despite only wearing a t-shirt and shorts. I hope the others... I hope the others won't tell me how gross I am. Well, even if I were super sweaty, I doubt anyone besides Natsuki would even mention it. All way too nice, although now I think about it, Monica might actually tease me. and I'm not soon enough when I finally catch sight of the others. Looks like I'm last, as usual. Echo, there you are. Oh, interesting. Took you long enough. Hey, lay off me for a bit. It's too hot to walk quickly. You should have left earlier then. Yeah, I lived next to you and I got here pretty early. Hey, so aren't you supposed to be on my side? Truly a horrific betrayal. It really is. Alright guys, stop being such drama queens. Where do you want to go first? Means we got this planned out a bit more. Where's the fun in that? We've got to be spontaneous. Yep, so he's got the right idea there. We could try walking around a bit to see if there's anywhere we want to go. Yep, that sounds good to me. Okay, let's do that. We mill around for a bit, window shopping and chatting about nothing. Eventually we find ourselves standing around eating ice cream. I find myself practically inhaling mine as the ice cream drips down the cone. Yeah, it's so refreshing to eat a popsicle on a hot day. This reminds me of how I spent a summer as a kid. Echo and I used to always play this one park of ice cream with the ice cream vendor. Oh man, I remember what park you're talking about. Sounds like idyllic times. Perks of having childhood friends, I guess. I ain't kept up with any of my own childhood friends either. All those memories are aggregated to the past me. Then you guys have nostalgic childhood places you like to visit? My parents used to bring me to a house in the countryside during the summers. Man, is your family rich or something? All I ever got was trips to the pool. I never really liked the pool. Anyway, you know how nasty public pools can get. I don't particularly have anywhere nostalgic in the city either. Parents aren't really fans of random going out, so to the park or whatever. In that case, why don't we show you our park so we can make new memories for you to look back on in the future. Well, we're not doing anything right now, so I'm up for it. Yeah, I'd be down to go. It would be nice to catch a glimpse of Echo and Sori's fabled childhood friendship. If you want to go, I'm fine with it. Well, that's that then, let's lead the way. Hooray, let's go. I'm right behind you. I'm going to step back in time as I step into the park. I haven't been back here in a while and it looks much smaller than what I remember. Here's a spot of countless adventures between Sori and I. In the mind's eye I can see two small children running around, one coral coloured hair and one brown head. Kind of strange seeing both Sori and Yuri at once with me, like the past and future colliding. This is it, eh? I think I've been here before actually. Like once with my mum. And maybe we've seen each other as kids, but we don't just remember it. I wouldn't doubt it, fate can be a fickle creature. I call it more a convenient coincidence than fate. Well, I think I remember seeing a pink-haired girl here. Not many people have that distinct hair. So your memory isn't even that good. You forget half the things I tell you. Hey, I remember the important stuff at least. Nice being here though. I was over to the swing set and plopped on the swing. The rest of us follow her and end up leaning on the metal bar, Yuri while Monica sits on top of the bar. Come on Asuki, swing me. I haven't been on them for so long. Obliged and gets on the swing but says sorry. Soon she's swinging back and forth for full force, her hair streaming through the air. You're like a kid again, you're cute. And Asuki abruptly stops with a scowl on her face. I'm not. Turns a dry smile at the others. Okay, sorry for calling you a kid. I mean, I call myself one too, so I'm not trying to imply anything. But disregarding that, I wish I was as cute as you are. Sorry, you're gonna get punched. Ugh. Sorry, but I have to say it. Why do you pretend you're not? You have to realize you come off as a cutesy, right? You're seriously not fooling anyone. I'm not trying to fool anyone. Who do you think I am? Gets the gun of frustration, joisting herself on the swings. Well, it seems an awful lot like you are sometimes. The tsundere act can be quite tiring, you know. I am sure Natsuki has her reasons. Everyone has their own problems in life, not that I'm implying that you have any particular problems. You guys are gonna drive me insane. You guys want to know why? It's because I am feminine. I like cutesy and pretty things. My favorite genre of manga is romance. Is that so weird? Did we say there's anything wrong with that? We were just questioning why you protested so much. My mind suddenly flashed back to that one day long ago when Asuka and I hung out together and we talked about boba. Ah, is it because you want to look strong? Cool. I look surprised that I remembered what she said. I feel like she might be regretting opening up to me that one time. Well, what's wrong with that? Doesn't everyone want to be strong and cool? I can't think of any situation where cute and weak is better than strong and cool. But you can be cute and strong, can't you? Not if you're tiny like me. I need to be strong. Need? Yeah. Need. You guys probably don't know this, but it's just me and my dad at home. My mum's not in place to help us right now. The fire in her voice dies down at the mention of her mum, but picks back up right as she continues her rant. Things are rough, so I have to be strong for the sake of my family. Can't be some silly girl who doesn't have a care in the world. I shouldn't be wasting time and money buying manga. My dad hasn't been doing so well after my mum died. I shouldn't even be here hanging out with you guys. Our shop needs all the help it can get. He sighs, fiddling with her chains. I'm selfish, I can't help wanting a normal high schooler. Life's unfair. He reaches out to touch her arm. It's okay. I get it. You do? With a slight dubious expression on her face, to be honest, I'm curious about how so I can relate too. There's a reason why I act all sunshine and rainbows all the time, you know. For a moment, seems like Sorori and Monica telepathically communicate something with each other. It is because I want everyone around me to be happy too. Even if I don't feel like smelling or if I'm unhappy, I smile for everyone else. Even if I don't want to wake up in the morning and face the world, I still smile. Unless I don't want to burden others with my problems. Sorry, I didn't know. Why didn't you tell me this? I'm supposed to be your best friend. That's why I couldn't tell you. But how was I supposed to help? It's not your responsibility to help every single person you come across. Besides, I did talk to Monica about stuff, so... Yep, and I'm glad you came to talk to me about it, Sorry. And even more glad that you were able to talk about it with everyone else too. Yeah, hehe. I suddenly feel very guilty that I wasn't able to be there. How could I be so clueless? I couldn't even tell that. I've been telling you all my problems this whole time though. But I've gone on and on about the loneliness my parents divorced you all before. Giving that wouldn't only been right to help you in return? It's alright. You're just more expressive than a lot of people. I am? Yeah, you kind of are. Sometimes you say things that are so emotional they make me cringe. Hey, what the heck? I only got emotional with you guys once, right before the festival. Seriously, then I guess my opinion of you was colouring my memories. What kind of opinion does she have of me? Yuri, am I emotional? Well, I don't know if you're particularly emotional, but you're quite expressive. That's a good thing in my opinion though. It's nice to know. It's nice to have to guess what you're feeling. I guess you're the perfect match for Yuri in that way. You wouldn't have to worry about you hiding your feelings from her. I don't know if you guys are complimenting or insulting me. Let's take it however you want to. Compliment or insult, I appreciate it at least. Yuri smiles gently and puts her hands on top of mine. You've definitely changed my life for the better. I think that's an exaggeration. It feels that way to me. You were standing by me nearly every step of the way, encouraging me at all the right times and comforting me in the dark ones. Even my social anxiety is not completely gone, of course, but helped me talk to others and face the anxiety head on. Back then I might have turned down a group hangout like this out of anxiety. It's good to have someone force you to do things you don't want to do. And you were the first one I was able to tell about my parents. Your parents? Yes, although I don't know how similar our circumstances are, I think I understand your supplements too, Nasugi. I have lost my own loved ones. Feeling weak when blatant need for strength. If you don't mind me asking, when? Long enough for the pain to fade into the background. Looks down, twirling a strand of hair. But to be honest, I don't think the pain will ever fully leave. Sometimes I forget and call out on impulse. Then I realise once more they're gone, and a wave of grief rolls over me. Okay, this is getting awfully depressing. Yuri, don't worry, I get you. Two smile sadly at each other. I'm sorry. Need to talk. Thank you, I'm grateful for you being understanding. You shouldn't feel sorry either, it's not your fault. But I wish you hadn't had to go through that. Your parents must have been great people to raise someone like you. Wish I could have met them. They were great. Elizabeth looks in her and I doubt that she's difficult for her to reveal this to everyone. Thanks for sharing. Of course, it seems like we're all opening up today. I'm certainly glad we've all grown this close. Me too. But Sharon, I guess it's Monica's turn, right? As if she was thinking the same thing, she speaks up. Hey, it's been nice getting to know everyone more. Kinda funny how much closer we've gotten a single semester. Yeah, we didn't do much last semester. Feel free to give me all the credit for getting everyone closer. Pff, you wish. If I had to pinpoint the moment we started creating a sense of camaraderie, I'd say when we started poem sharing. That sounds right to me. The festival helped a lot too, if our first group project type of thing, wasn't it? I guess having to rely on each other really helped bring everyone out. Does that mean there's actually a reason that teachers give group projects besides making us suffer, I mean? Yeah, you're usually one of the slackers in the group project. Hey, how do you know I haven't changed? We haven't been in the same class for a while now, you know? I think you've changed at least a bit in that regard. There's a moment of chuckling from us. It's been fun laughing and chatting with you all day. You guys are my close friends? Well, hi, Shiron. Raised an eyebrow at her, that seems kind of hard to believe considering how popular Monica is. Okay, I mean I do call other people friends, but actually more like acquaintances. Sometimes when I talk to people, I feel disassociated from myself and see myself talking to them. Kind of feel like an alien sometimes. Maybe a robot. I'm just built to do all these things, but not actually accumulate my own desires or emotions. I could definitely see her being a robot. Honestly, most of the times when I laugh, I don't feel the laughing on the inside. Monica. I'm well aware that people who hate me too, or think that I look down on them. Lim is perfect, right? Shouldn't pay attention to them. Most of the people are likely just jealous of your accomplishments. After getting to know, I can testify the fact you're warm and kind-hearted. Same here. I wouldn't say that about everyone. Monica smiles. Sadly, to be honest, it's too often times I find myself looking down on other people. Huh? Not that I want to be pretentious, it's just that I'm trained to need to be perfect, I guess. And I know that's impossible to actually be perfect, but I can't fathom not getting straight A's, for instance. I legitimately cannot imagine myself failing a test or even losing a spot as top student. My mother called me a failure when I got B+ in elementary school. There's in the sky, her voice monotone. You know how my parents reacted when I mentioned not taking over the family business? They laughed and said they hadn't raised me to become mediocre trash. Past failure, literal human garbage, that's what I would be if I weren't perfect. No ifs or buts, it's black or white for me. Life isn't that when I chose myself, everything has been plotted out for me. Well, except for you guys. Monica, to be honest, your parents sound like crazy tiger parents. I guess they are. I mean, they give me food, a place to live in, and they pay for all my lessons and stuff, so I can't complain. They just love to brag about me to their friends. Even so, that sounds like an unhealthy relationship. Well, I have put in work to pay them back for raising me, right? But it sounds like they can be really harsh too. Yeah, when they're mad at me, they can be pretty domineering. Guess you could say my parents have mastered the carrot and stick route. Geez, are you sure you're okay? Yeah, don't worry about it. If it gets too much, I'll say something probably. Anyway, speaking of parents, it's actually getting kind of late, so we should probably get home. Sun has certainly been orange tinted for a while now, with the soft breeze growing chillier by the moment. Okay, let me see if I can screenshot my hat. Okay, this is weird. I'm using my left hand for my mouse. Nope. Ah, bad one. I've never used my left-handed mouse before. Reason why it's my left hand is because I'm drinking tea. I'll do. Got a decent one there. Yeah, that's probably be really annoyed if I take too long to get back. You guys can be able to get home alright? What do you think, we're 9-year-old kids? Of course we will be. Hey, I just meant to be nice and all. Thanks for the concern, but we'll be fine. I have a train to catch anyway, so the station's going to be pretty crowded. Hey, what about you? You want me to walk you home? No, I wouldn't want you to go out of your way. After all, you could easily walk home with Story. Nah, it's fine. Geez, if you're worried about it, I can walk back with Yuri. You sure? I wouldn't want... I said I wouldn't... I said I would, didn't I? That's fine. Just take it, Yuri. Natsuki's way of being clingy. I'm not clingy. See, you guys are hilarious. Nice to be hanging out with a bunch of cute high school girls, isn't it? I give Monica the side eye as she smirks at me. Come on, sorry, let's go before Monica says another weird thing. Only teasing. Yeah. We'll linger for a few moments before saying our goodbyes, but soon scatter as the wind begins cutting through us. Maybe not the best wording, considering everything that went on. Really getting dark quickly. I guess our conversation took longer than I thought. Guess that makes sense. The sensitive topics usually take a while to talk through. To be honest, I'm kind of drained from the discussion. The club has gone far through. I hardly expected the conversation this intense with them when I first joined. Nice to have close friends though, especially someone like Yuri. Sometimes I feel like today is an indication that things will be alright from now on. So what's the ending going to be like for you? I don't know. If I ever guess now, it's not long. Because this is... Yeah. I can't remember the last time I slept so heavily. This is one of those rare days where rather than feeling fatigued from sleep so much, I'm aware of how deeply I slept. The power of emotional exhaustion. To be honest, it's kind of unexpected that we end up talking so much about ourselves. Even though everyone was so messed up. I probably shouldn't be joking around like stuff like this, even in my own thoughts. Kind of interesting how we've all dealt with such heavy things before. I guess I knew a bit of Natsuki's troubles, and I definitely knew what Yuri's, but Monica was a pretty big surprise. I know she's precious, but not to that extent. And sorry. And what has she said again? She didn't want to tell me because I'm her best friend? I can't believe I missed all the little hints and signs. I even call myself a best friend at this point? The impulse to call her up and ask her out to hang out suddenly rushes through me. You know what? I might as well. What a photo. Please that's coming from a stream. Yes it is. What a profile picture. The phone ends up ringing for a while before Sorry picks up. Hello? Hello Sorry, what's up? Sleep. Ty John breaks through speech. Isn't it noon already? Is it? Yeah, good thing I woke you up before you slept the whole day away, right? At this rate, you're gonna sleep for the rest of summer, actually. What's wrong with catching up on beauty sleep? I mean, I guess there's nothing wrong with it if you're trying to be a sleeping beauty. Did you just call me to tease me? Yeah, you wish, but I actually called you when I hang out today. We could eat lunch together right now if you wanted. What's the occasion? Nothing, I felt like hanging out. Good old times, you know? Okay, give me 30 minutes to get there. Alright, I'm leaving the door unlocked. Mama saves some top of things when she's home. There's enough leftovers in the fridge to satisfy my hunger as long as I cook my own rice to go with it. It's not like cooking rice is a difficult feat. I don't know how I can go back to eating random trash I buy myself. Yuri and Mom combined their cooking powers, they'd probably be able to take over the restaurant industry. The rice shouldn't take too long to cook, all I have to do is microwave the leftovers for side dishes. I guess I'm all set for lunch with Yuri. Nothing to do but twiddle my thumbs and wait. You know, I may as well check up Yuri while I wait. Hello? Go? Hi? How are you? I just want to check in on you. Yes, they must have been pretty taxing, right? Like to read such painful parts of your past? Ah, thank you, you're thinking of me. Actually, you're not the only one who wanted to talk to me about things. Oh, what do you mean? I'm actually with Natsuki right now. Oh, wait, really? Yes. I was kind of surprised, to be honest. Really? I've been her friend for a while now. Hold up, when did you start hanging out with Natsuki so much? On the days we weren't hanging out with you? You realize that I have my own life too, right? Jeez, you must be really hanging out with Natsuki if you're starting to get snarky. Ooh, don't worry, I'm just joking. I shouldn't be surprised given I've been watching the change all this time. As well as it turns out, Natsuki and I have more in common than we first thought. And she can relate to me in many ways. So we decided to talk about these things with each other today. Are you a high-pitched, muffled voice from the other end? Eh? Yes, it's Echo. I don't think. The slight scuffling around followed by a familiar surrounding voice. Hey Echo, you're way too clingy, can't you go one day without calling your girlfriend? Of course I roll my eyes. Hey, sounds like you're having fun. You bet we are without you. Good thing I don't have fear of missing out. Anyway, I want to say hi here, Yuri. Echo, I hope Natsuki didn't tease you too badly. Well, I can take whatever she dishes out. Two of you are quite amusing, you know. Hey, what's that supposed to mean? Oh, nothing. Anyway, I'm glad you have someone to talk about everything with. It's nice to say the least. I can imagine so. Looks like the conversation's on the peter out. Anyway, oh yeah, I'll let you go now. Wouldn't want to interrupt you and Natsuki for too long after all. It's no bother really. It's fine, I'll see you. Goodbye. Whereas I tap the end call, the doorbell rings. Perfect timing. Pulling the door open, I'm greeted by a bright smile of turquoise coloured hair. Hello. Hey, sorry. Been a while since I came over. Has it? I don't know, but it feels like it. He sniffs the air. Ooh, is that home cooked food I smell? You better stick in food before it gets cold. Thanks for the meal. What's amusing is that shovels the rice into her mouth. Is this your last meal or something? Was with some difficulty before speaking. Meaning, I just haven't had your mom's cooking in such a long time. You put something in the rice, by the way? Yes, I put a bit of same seed oil. It's something I picked up from Yuri. It makes the rice that much more flavorful. I think when I start doing it. I'd be careful about adding too much. You don't want to have too much on your diet, especially with your current habits. Hey, what do you mean my current habits? You know, your junk food addiction? What? I don't have a junk food addiction. You too. I've seen all the wrappers in your bag. What's your bag, huh? It's always stuffed full of bread wrappers. Got me there. Yes, sorry, 1 Echo 0. I don't have any points. It should be sorry, 1 Echo 1. 6 of tangled on me, causing me to chuckle. Well, we should eat lunch together again. It's always a laugh with you. Here, I'll try my best. Suddenly I remembered what she said yesterday. About what? Honestly, I'm not sure if he's generally confused or faking it to avoid confrontation. You always try to make me laugh. Well, not just me, but everyone in general too. I guess so. Why wouldn't I want to see my friends laugh? You know what I mean. You happy yourself? I know you're always trying to make others happy, but from what you said yesterday, sounds like you've been putting on a bit of a mask. Troubled look on her face, I hasten to clarify myself. Not to imply you're always faking your personality or anything. It just means that you're you're always acting happy when you feel basically what you said yesterday. Stacey, I don't know how it never occurred to me to ask about you. To be honest, I kind of took you for granted, and I'm sorry. You know? You don't have to apologize every time we meet up again. Ah. Shoot, I have really been doing that. It's okay, I don't mind it too much. So you do mind it at least a little bit then? Eh? Oops, looks like she let too much slip out. She's down at the food, poking bits of vegetables around her chopstick. You're not comfortable, I won't make you talk about it. No, it's just that. I don't know. Stab through a piece of carrot, grinding it into mush. It's okay for you to talk to me about it. I know I've told you many of mine over the years. It in no way burdens me. In fact, I want to hear about things that bother you because I want to help. At the end of the day, you don't have to if you don't want to, but just know that I'm here to listen. Thanks, you're good at comforting people, you know. Only sometimes. Slow sigh escapes sorry. Well, you're right, sometimes I feel like I give so much of myself I don't get anything in return. But then I realize I'm selfish and I shouldn't be looking at my relationship as if they're transactional. Perfectly fine to feel bad for being taken advantage of. Relationships are a two-way street, right? Both sides should be putting in just as much work in a friendship. It's totally normal to feel unhappy or dissatisfied. No one can be happy 24/7. I guess so. Okay, this ending is a lot more bleak. The silence is sorry for actually twists a chopstick around her hand. I want to see others happy, but I can't. But why can't I be happy too? I mean, you know what extent sorry to having happiness, but I also feel kind of like I shouldn't pry. Anything I can do to help? I don't want to see you faking your smile. I want to see a general grin from one of your kids. It wasn't like I can tell when she's faking it. Smiles warily at me. To be honest, I don't know if you can or not. I think offering support is good enough for now. You sure? I feel like I should be doing more. It's alright. Besides, I've been relying on Monica for help too, you know? I remember you mentioning that. Didn't know you were that close to Monica, by the way. Well, we weren't close in the beginning, but we started hanging out more in the club and time went on. You know how perspective she can be, she kind of noticed when I was feeling off. Man, I couldn't. No, you're too busy fussing over Yuri. I ended up talking to her about it, and that's about it. I'm glad she was there for you at least. Yeah, I have to admit, it did feel good about finally voicing my inner thoughts. I can imagine so. Quite a lot of thoughts, but it's an uncomfortable one though. It's more like a moment where you can both stay lost in thought. Nibbling at the food again, end up following suit. Despite the signs, I enjoy her presence. Why does our mother just... Why does that mother just like appear and disappear at this will? And so she freaking stole my bread. Isn't she the class rep? Yeah, but I guess she's not something. That's not something that'll stop her. There's a blunt cleared away, leaving us chat away at the kitchen table like old times. I'm proud to know that I've been able to make Zoe cry with laughter more than once in the few hours we've been together. Stomach aches with laughter as well. Looks like my abs are getting a good workout. I wish in your class, it sounds like so much fun. It's mostly Sean and Emu getting into wacky hikes where luckily Sakura is such a chill teacher. Doesn't your class ever have funny moments? Kinda, our class is sort of strict though. She stops us from messing around too much. Man, that sucks. Speaking of class, have you finished your summer homework yet? Echo, you're so funny. Have you started on it yet? No. Exactly. At that point, we'll probably gonna end up panicking together at the last minute, rushing to finish it before the day before school starts. Probably. I might not need to do my homework today, but I actually have some chores I need to finish. In other words, you're going to abandon me for now. Sounds so sad when you say it like that. That's because it is a tragedy. Now you're just being a drama queen. Put my hand on my heart, feeling offended. These are them, my parents are going to get really mad if I don't finish them by today. I've been putting them off for a while. Isn't that really your fault? Hey, if you say it like that. But it's true, isn't it? Jeez, I'm just gonna have to leave them then. Screenshot. Put on post scarfing up her things as she heads to the door. Don't let the door hit you on the way out. Bye, Echo. In a moment, I'm alone again. I'm kind of proud of myself being able to talk openly with people. Yeah, don't get a big head now. It's been nice talking to everyone. The serious and silly matters. There's definitely a lot more going on with her than it may appear on the surface. I need to start hanging out with her more. But I still have to attend my beloved girlfriend too. My thoughts have grown cheesy. Whatever, let's just send a quick text to see. Dude, seriously? I'm hanging out with Nat? I only have to wait half a minute before I give a reply. Boy, am I glad that was a fast replying. That's a good screen. Let's take that as a screenshot. That's a good one. Opening up a message now greeted by a blurry picture of what appears to be Yuri and Natsuki. Seems like Natsuki wanted to take a picture, but Yuri was too camera shy to want to. Classic Natsuki and Yuri. Sorry, that wasn't that. Lol, that's cool. I examined the picture. I noticed the wrought iron fence behind them. You're at the cemetery? Yes, I want to show her my parents' grave. And that must have been a heavy visit. As it turned out, she has a business there too. Both ended up in heart to heart. That's nice. Susie, glad you can talk to Nat about it. Me too. I talked quite a bit about our family situations. Apparently she's not too close to her father. I see. Don't let me ruin the fun. Make sure you get home safe later. Thanks, Nat's gonna walk me home, so... Well, she'll definitely be safe. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Wow, use text speed. I chuckled myself as I put down the phone. Leaning back in my chair, rubbed my eyes. Didn't actually do anything today, but I feel tired. I feel like I was productive. Probably only because I was able to talk to everyone. Turns out both of them seem pretty solid support groups at the moment. And yeah, it's definitely good to have a reminder that I shouldn't develop some kind of savior complex. Well, it's not like everyone's life rolls around me. Or do they? I'm hilarious. Well, the funny thing is, they technically do because of the game. How many times have we all gone out this summer? Well, we haven't hung out that often. But it feels that we're doing because he never comes out of his nasty gamer cave. Hey, that's uncalled for. Yuri, isn't it true? Well, you're supposed to be on my side. Okay, I think that's enough for today. Yeah, I'm gonna call it there, I think. That's a good place to save it, and I think we are on track to the good route now. I think we should be getting the good ending soon. It just depends how much all the story stuff goes on for. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, consider following and subscribing. That'd be greatly appreciated. If you have done so, thank you. I will be, what day is it tomorrow? It is Wednesday. I will be live again tomorrow. What we'll be playing, I don't know. We're getting back into Doki, but I also think I'm not going to just purely do it. Because if I purely do it, I'm going to burn myself out. Which I've done on multiple occasions in the past, so I'm not going to do it again. So I think... I'll either be between Elden Ring or maybe more Medieval Dynasty. I'm kind of getting into Medieval Dynasty. I might do an extra long stream of Medieval Dynasty. There's also Undertale Yellow. Oh, it didn't work again. I only got the one stream. Oh no, it dipped about 5 Oh, it dipped when I went on my tea break. You kidding me? That's fine. So yeah, yeah, so we got, looking like we did Medieval Dynasty yesterday, Medieval Dynasty Elden Ring. We also got into Yellow, but I'm not really feeling, and I don't know. We'll see. It'll probably be Medieval Dynasty. I'm looking forward to doing more of that. Right, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you tomorrow and in the next one.